Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Nice to see some games in the Prem being played for a change. And so we've got the pleasure of Glenn Whitmore versus Callum Singleton. Currently tied at 3-3. And on the other table, we have Mr. Luke Gilbert versus Jamie McGawley from Milton Keynes. Luke is leading 9 frames to 3. So, Mr. McGawley's in for a bit of a task here, I'm afraid. Oh dear. Glenn's been a wee bit unlucky there. Could try and commentate on both, but I will stick to one. I'm just going to make my decision, which one looks exciting. More than likely, I will move over to the Glenn and Callum game shortly and purely focus on that one, just because there's more mileage left. Good effort from Jamie McGawley at the snooker. Unfortunately, though, I think if Mr. Gilbert gets this plant, which he does, never going to miss them, is Luke. Not one to say you won't miss these, but I'll be pretty confident that he'll get them. Not really too much work to do. Any sort of angle on this next yellow into the left corner. And that'll do him. Just wants to avoid the right middle pocket. Trace a right hand side. Or just a little bit of a stun. Luke. See, he just got over a little bit too much there because he potted it thin. I think he can drop this one in all right, though. Just going to be a bit low on it. Here we go. There you go. There you go, folks. No guarantees in this game, let me tell you. It was a couple of shots before. He would have been disappointed with that. He landed too close to the cushion. If he's only got to drop that yellow in, he's never going to miss it because he had to just jack up a little bit. It's a good shot from Jamie. Very nicely played. 9-4. Just moving over to Callum and Glenn. For those of you watching that, I'm going to zoom in on that one for a minute. Callum's got to play a bit of a shot here. Is he going 3 rails? Not bad. Not bad. As good as you could have hoped. Was wondering if he was just going to stun across and take his medicine, but he has got a bit closer, going 3 rails. That's a good shot. That's a great pot. Yeah, good pot, Callum. Now, just judging off this. Now, obviously, Callum has had a lot on recently. Got married, where all of his Leicester mates were there, and Matty and Wayne. Then he went on a nice honeymoon for a few weeks. And then he was at the World Championships playing for Northern Ireland. So I imagine Callum's feeling pretty good, feeling pretty sharp. He played all right at the World, so do it. Luke Gilbert's dad's just messaged me. Sorry, AD, I can't help you, mate. You have to get hold of Cambridge Depot, I'm afraid. Not me, I'm afraid, mate. Sorry. And obviously, Glenn, he's had a table put in his house. So I'm pretty sure he's been playing a little bit. You know, when people get a table in their house, people presume that they're playing all the time. But, you know, if you're not a great lover of playing on your own, you know, if you haven't really got anybody to come around and play you, you're not really at a massive advantage. I'd imagine Glenn don't mind playing a bit on his own, but I'm sure he'd rather play against someone to keep sharp. So I don't know how much Glenn's been playing, but I'd imagine he's been playing a little bit. And with him only being 4-3 down to Callum, he must be playing okay. And the other table, Jamie McGawley, should get another one back here. Just took his medicine. Shouldn't miss this black. Is he bridging over the yellow a little bit? No, should be. He's okay. Nicely played. Now, I don't know how much Jamie McGawley plays, so I'm not going to say too much on it. But if eventually get him sharp, this league will do the trick. Now, those of you that know Luke do know that he actually hasn't been playing a great deal recently. People presume that he plays all the time because of how good he is, but I can tell you all now, he's using this league as his practice, like most of us do. And he's just started a new job, so he's been quite busy with that. A new schedule for him. So he hasn't, since the World Championships, he hasn't played too much. And he'll be happy if he gets the win with this one. It's a huge break. Q will go near the corner. Is he going to be on a ball? I just had to pop out for a second there. Oh, Luke, as I've just come back, Luke's just missed the ball. Nothing simple for Jamie, though. Okay. I'm going to focus on Luke and Jamie just for a little bit because this is actually quite an important frame because Macaulay is one frame away from the 2-point mark, and obviously he'll be after more than that, but at one point he probably would have been happy with 2. So, and he's not played the worst shot in all fairness because the best Luke's going to have to play a double on the black. Should get on the black. Okay, clear that. Wasn't easy as it looked on the screen. And this is the problem. Does Jamie take a punt and go for these? The problem you got, if he goes for them and doesn't get them, Luke will certainly clear up. Well, it's time to clear the pocket for the 8-ball straight away. Now, the problem is he's got to get them, and if he can land sort of just off straight on this ball in the middle, he can probably just top it through. Also, nice nudge in the yellow is the other side. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, he had to get that right. Now he can probably stun the one in the middle, one in the right corner, stun across maybe. Look straight. Well, we just off straight. Can he do like a stun? I was thinking maybe could he have played the skill shot? Tough to say from where we're sitting. Does he just have to drop this in? I don't know. I feel like he's got to force it a little bit here. Yeah, I tell you what though, he's played that pretty well. He had a decent angle. Here we go. Not the easiest. Got a hold for the 8. Nicely played again. Well, fair play to Jamie if he gets these. Took these well. After nearly been in a bit of trouble. Found a way. Mr. Black wasn't 100% guarantee. Missable Black. He will be disappointed though, because you know he's gone for him, not got him, and as I said, Luke will not miss these yellows. You know, you see every player in the first, well, probably every player in each division to get these. To be honest. Bit of a blow for Jamie that, just to guarantee himself the 2 points, but no, the black was missable. And he did take out a decent finish. Just probably been one of those days for him. So Jamie's cut breaking. Not bad break from Jamie as well. One problem on yellows, but I feel like you might be able to sort this problem out this way. Just wondering. Play the ball in the middle. Bit of top left. Bit left hand side. Just cannon the red out of the way. And that works. I was just wondering, as he got the angle, just to slide past yellow, knock the red out of the way, play for the yellow down his cushion, and then just float it in for the other yellow, but that works. Stun for the same pocket here, I think. Yeah. Don't have to overcomplicate this. Just make sure keep that white under control. As I said, guys, I will move over to the Cameron Glen game soon. Just think, whilst Jamie's and Luke's games pretty much coming to a conclusion. Good shot from Jamie, just done the red out of the way. This should be it for the 2 points. If you could play the one you're nearest to, I'd play that one. Okay, he's held that well. Don't overcomplicate it. Nicely played. Took these well, Jamie. Done well there, mate. There's your 2 points. And the reason why I say it's important is because now, 10-6. 10-6 at this level. No guarantees for either player. Luke will obviously be more comfortable, but needs to make sure that he's not making any silly mistakes from here. He'd like to think that he'll get the chances to win, but Jamie's just got to keep putting that pressure on him. Look at that break, guys. Look at that break. Looks dry, and that is not what Luke wanted to see. Just at first glance, maybe reds. I can't tell whether that yellow goes into the right middle. Certainly not on another yellow. So it's probably going to be reds. And if he goes red, he can take the red into the right centre and just kick this red out of the way. Only slightly because you want to keep it there, really. There you go. Now, it's all about getting on this ball on the cushion now, really. It could be his last ball, but, getting on the 8 and you're limiting your chances. When it comes to pattern play, I'm certainly no one to take example by, to be honest. I'm just trying to maybe guess what the players are thinking. If he's pretty straight on this red in the centre, though, I would be opting to maybe play on for that ball down the cushion next, because that looks like a pretty good chance to get on the one down the cushion. Because if you're playing to land straight on your second last ball, anything can happen. Whereas if you land there early in the finish, it's not a bad time to take it. Now, Jamie's well experienced enough, knows what he's doing. Maybe even something more simple that I'm missing. From where I'm sitting, this isn't straightforward. So Jamie's going for the ball in the middle. That could be a disaster. If I can't tell from here, he's got a crack in my screen. Doesn't look like he's on that red down the cushion. And he's bridging over the 8 ball. Could he drop it in and play for the gap between the 2 yellows? Is that all he's got? I miscued that. Well, Luke will be very happy to get back to the table there. As I said, guys, maybe when Jamie was on that ball straight into the centre, I think he would have had an angle just to either bump into Luke's yellow by the middle and take some medicine down the rail, or even get closer to it. I think that was his best chance getting that ball down the cushion. He would have had 3 balls down the bottom corner, and he would have been straightforward to get on the black. Just my opinion, though. Maybe he didn't have the angle. We didn't really have much of a shot there. No question marks over that one. Plus, it wasn't really concentrating. Well, looks like a pretty good chance for Luke here. Presuming that yellow nearest to the red goes in either middle and one of the corners. Plenty of options. Might be on it now. If he is, should be out from here. He's playing the plant at the top. Corner, 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 folks. Or middle, middle, middle. Look how fast that is. Wow. There you go. Yeah, you always fancy Luke for them ones, I'm afraid. And that is probably game over, to be honest. 11-6 down to Luke with his break. Sorry, not his break, but when Luke's going to get easily 2-3 more goes at the break, you fancy him to make a ball off one of them. And you fancy him to probably clear up if he makes a ball most of the time. So, long way back for Jamie here, but no reason why he can't pick up a 3rd point. And if he can get the 3rd point, be over the moon. Just got to put a bit of pressure on Luke if he can. He's gone for the cut break again. Not made a ball. But don't think he's left anything unless he's left a yellow to the middle, maybe. Looks like he might have left one into the left middle. We're just looking at now. Well, we've blinked. I'm just going to go to the other table quickly. I know that Plan's going to talk about it. Callum is 7-4 up on Glenn. So it looks like Callum's took a bit of a leap in this one. It's a good shot from Luke. Opened up the whole table there. Very decent shot. He's just, I think, is he just wondering whether does he try and pop both yellows into the right corner now? Is that what he's thinking? I don't think he necessarily needs to. So Callum's nips off for a quick break. No harm in that. So Luke's having a good think about this. Think he knows. So I'm just thinking this ball down the bottom here, at the bulk end, is probably what he's thinking about. How he's going to get down there. Also, this red's playing a bit of danger. He's got to be a bit careful. Okay, so he's going to play this into the corner. I think that's just he was just a bit unsure about what he was going to do there. I think that explains that miss. Don't think he was quite 100% sure with what he was going to do. just having a quick look at where he's landed. Him putting a ball down there is probably, if he gets the table again, that'll make that clearance a lot easier. Again, not left Jamie with the easiest chance. Every time I've seen Jamie play in the short commentary stint, not had really anything straightforward. So you're going to have to find something, Jamie. You're going to have to see if you can pull a shot out somewhere here. I'm out of ideas, I'm afraid, pal. You're on your own. And let me tell you, when you're playing out in that arena and you're losing, it's not the greatest place to be when your opponent's just clearing up all the time. What's the turn? Luke taps the table. Don't blame him. Not a bad leave at all. Now, I think Luke's going to have a go. He's going to cut one into the middle or cut it into the corner. Jacking up. Good effort. Now, I've also heard a few people say, in person and in comments, nothing. I'm not looking at the comments today, so if anyone said anything, that's not related. But people do like to say the size of the pockets in this arena. Just before you comment on it and say they're big pockets, have a game on there before you voice your opinion, because they're not as tight. They're not as generous as you may think. If you're hitting the ball hard, they got to be bang on. They ain't going to be sliding in off the cushion. It's not going to happen. You may be able to roll a couple dead weight and they might slip in, but anything with pace, it's not going. You've got to be accurate. And, even the top boys will miss on these tables, along with trying to deal with how fast they are. The table that Callum and Glenn are playing on was like ice the last time I played on it. Honestly, it is. When you're playing good, it's nice to play on. But I know Bucket has struggled with it a little bit recently. If you're not playing good or feeling good, it is a real task controlling that cue ball. And that's what these top boys do. Callum, Luke, Dom, they make it look so easy. That's because their patterns are bang on. And also their cue ball control is very good. When they're playing, they know exactly where that cue ball's going. They know exactly what line it's going off. No guesswork with them lot. Callum should be going 84. As I've said that, I think Luke's made another error. And again, it's a chance for Jamie, but this is a missable pot, especially at 11-6 down. Decent shot. Got to play another one, though. Got to play another one. Again, probably going to have to be this one down the cushion. Very makeable, but very missable if you just catch it a bit thick. And he has hit that. Not straight into the cushion, but just caught it before it hit the near jaw. Well, if Luke doesn't get these, I might as well not commentate on one of his games again. That should be it, folks. Good break from Callum there. Gone absolutely everywhere. Wow. Going to move over to Callum and Glenn's game now, guys, because that is over. Jamie picking up 2 points. Luke getting the full whack. 12-6. Now we're going to move over to Glenn and Callum. Why not? Callum with his huge break that he's just done. I was just thinking, yeah, which code will he go? He'd be pretty happy with either. Is he going to clear this one in the middle now? Go 2, 3 rails. Or 1. There you go. That's one of Callum's ability. You wouldn't expect him to miss this. As these boys be thinking, this is probably frame ball. Not for us all, but Callum gets this one, he'll probably think that's that. As I say that, has he just landed a bit awkward? Or is he going to be able to just nudge into the yellow and play for it into the centre? Played it off Glenn's ball. Well, Callum will be fuming with that. Wasn't he just when he played that ball down the cushion? I don't think he quite stunned the cue ball back as much as he hoped. Maybe wrong. I don't think he'd have been playing for that. Oh my God, Glenn, what have you done there? I don't like to be hypercritical, guys, but that you cannot afford to do that against Callum. You just can't. Looks like he's decelerated, in my opinion. There, I think it's just a huge deceleration. Callum will not care one bit. And that, guys, probably is game over. Now, some of you are thinking that's harsh to say, but I think, when you're playing against the big three, I like to say, in Callum, Dom and Luke, you gotta sense the chances. When you get those unexpected chances, you have to get them. I'm not saying I do, because I do not. My record against the three of them is pretty poor, may I add. But I know from when other players have beaten them, they have taken the chances when they've come. And Glenn will be very disappointed with that. 8-5, 9-4, huge. He's nearly gone in off. He's made a ball, gone everywhere. And Callum will be over the moon with that. Glenn's going to go for it. Double first shot. Brave attempt from Glenn. It seemed a bit of a frustration shot to me, that. All done it. All guilty of it, don't get me wrong. So a bit of a shame, really. Because I think that's took the sting out of the match completely now. You wouldn't be surprised if you went and made yourself a cup of tea and this match was over, because Callum will not be hanging around now. You just cannot afford to do that against him. Callum plays at too high of a level to let you back into a match, I'm afraid. And I don't know how much Callum plays. I really don't. But he has just been playing in Blackpool, and he would have played a lot of the world, so that is probably enough practice for Callum. He's probably more than happy with that. Might even be his first game since he got back. 10-4. Glenn will be kicking himself. I think it was maybe just a slight rush of blood, maybe. He seemed to get down quite quick on that shot. He probably never thought he could go in off, but it was badly played. Seemed to just throw a quick one in. But, we've all done it. Someone of Glenn's quality, he'll know how costly that shot will be. Glenn does tend to have quite a decent temperament, to be fair to him. Doesn't show a lot of emotion. Can get a bit frustrated at times, but, you know, he's only human. Of course, you know, he's allowed to get frustrated. I do tend to find in tournaments his temperament's pretty decent. He had a good run at the under-25 tour not long ago. He made the final. He beat me in the quarterfinals. I think the writing was on the wall when I saw that I drew him. And he beat Jack Schofield in the semis and lost to Jaden Billingham, who was playing some really good stuff for a 17-year-old. It's quite impressive, even if he does play in a GLA all the time. Chance for Glenn, not a simple one. Tends to happen when you miss a chance. Don't very often get an easy chance straight away. You got to work back for it. He looks like he's played. I think he's played that all right, hasn't he? Can he just top through a little bit here? Hard to say. He doesn't look too pleased with it, but I thought it looked okay. Is he maybe nudging into the red near the blue spot? Is that? If he does, he'd be better off doing it because it's going to free the yellow up. Free the yellow up in the middle of the table, that would. So it goes in the bottom corner. For the cut, is he? There's the cue going, look, that's the frustration. Well, it's definitely a reaction of a man that's 10-4 down. You never see him do that at, you know, 1 each, 1-0 down, 3-1 down. You know, he's. And again, I think that's still a little bit of a reaction from the last shot he played. Wasn't an easy chance, so he shouldn't beat himself up. Now, he's on his phone now. I think he's, some would say, waving the white flag. Callum will be smelling blood here. Looks like Callum's figured out his pattern. One thing I noticed about Callum, once he's set on the idea, he don't mess around unless he finds himself a bit out of position of where he wanted to be. But, you know, my version of out of position might be slightly different to Callum's out of position. He wants to be prime position all the time. It's a big strength of his game. As say, I think he's just landed a little bit awkward here. But I do think he'll still get out. 180 hours. I don't think that's where he'd have wanted it. I think he wanted another few inches on that one. Or unless he's overhit it. Well, to be honest, it's not too bad. In and out of bulk. Oh. Does that go in the middle? Doesn't, surely. Cross double now. It's going to bang this one in. Look. There you go, look, folks. Callum doesn't have to play shots like that very often, but he don't miss many of them. No, makes him the player he is. Recovery shots. Is it that nice? Oh. Well, that has landed as awkward as it could have landed, really, from the line he was coming from. To hit the jaw, then land bridging over that's pretty harsh. And this is a nasty cut. I don't think he's got to worry about. I don't think he's got anything else to worry about. He has just got to pod it, but I don't think the cue ball's going to go in off. But you know, this is tough. That is such a good pot. I can't really begin to tell you how good of a pot that is. He's made that look so easy. Bridging over the yellow. You know, I presume he's just played that plain ball. I think he has. But you know, for those of you who probably haven't noticed it, Callum plays with, I don't know, might even be less than 8 mil. He's one of the smallest tips on the pool circuit, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've met anyone that plays with a smaller tip than that. I'm pretty sure. So, bridging over that black, he could have got any sort of unwanted side on the cue ball there. But clean as a whistle. 11-4. Try break from Glenn. Remember, that's what I said, guys. That frame there, letting off from Glenn, just played a bit of a quick one. Took it a bit for granted. And Callum has not really flinched. Half an error at best, maybe. But very, very nickel. Just had a text from Wayne Gardner. How we doing, Wayne? Any chance of playing a singles game this year, or we're going to have to wait till the final month to see you play? If you have any games on, let me know. I'll know to not commentate. Well, Callum's going for a bit of a loopy one here. Don't see him do this very often, so he's either two things. Seen some I haven't. Extremely confident he's just going to clear up. Or he's in a rush. Is he deep screwing into him? I like that, if it's on. Not that speed. He's getting down quick here. Watch the cue ball. It's a great pot, but is there life for Glenn? Oh, I tell you what, I'm not being funny. That wasn't the easiest red in the world to hit from the overhead. Cameron, well, you know, he's had to come off the bottom cushion aside. The red's come out pretty nice. He's just asked the question of Glenn. As far as a whack out of a snooker, that's not bad at all. But it seemed pretty controlled from Callum, to be honest. I was just thinking that's going to be an hard one to call, but he got out of that snooker very well. Released his ball and just went, go on then, Glenn, get these. I think Glenn will probably get these. Close to the middle bag. Just this ball on the left-hand side. Does it go in the middle? Do you double it? Do you play for it down the cushion? Look straight to me. Is he going to play for the double? Or is he going to play for it in the middle? That's the one. I think that's the way. Drop it in the middle, except you're going to have a longer black. Shouldn't be much pressure on this, really. Oh, give it that a bit hard, mate. I think I cursed Glenn a little bit here, guys. It was close. I was bigging him up, saying that, you know, it could be a good game, and one error, and it's just gone from bad to worse. And that is that. Well done, Callum. Good stuff. You know, don't be fooled by it, gents. This league is incredibly tough, and you will see plenty of results like that either way. So, I don't know how many mistakes Glenn made, but weren't many, really. I think Callum played pretty steady there, as he always does. So, Night, folks. Over and out.